Hey, so I want to talk a little bit about different types of groups. So if you've already watched the other video, you know a little bit about the differences between collaborative and cooperative groups. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. So let me switch over here, pull up this. So as I said, if you've already seen the video, you've already discussed, learned about the differences. And the main thing is, I think this picture really illustrates it. In a cooperative group, those are how most groups are done. Each person has their own job. They work on a part by themselves, then they all come together and put it together. A collaborative group is more interdependent. Everybody works on everything. So think about it this way. Think about this difference. The difference between, say, a potluck or pitch-in dinner, everybody makes their own meal. Somebody make some meal. Somebody might make a side dish. Somebody might bring something to drink. You all bring it to somebody's house and you put it together. But that's cooperative groups. A collaborative group would be, we're all in the kitchen, we're all working together, we're all making this food together. And that's really what I want to encourage you to do. So this quote here, we have the important part is, in a cooperative group, you're working together. In the red here, each person's responsible for a portion. Collaborative is coordinated, synchronous. So that's also important. The cooperative group's a situation where you all make your own meal, own part of the meal, and bring it together. That's asynchronous. You all work on it at your own time. Collaborative is synchronous. You're working on it together at the same time. So this can be harder though, because there are advantages and disadvantages. Advantages, you can see here, everybody has an input in a collaborative group. Everybody has their say. Everybody knows what every part of the thing is. So you're not, if one person is sick or something, you can easily cover for that during the presentation because you've all had a part in it. The disadvantage is it takes more time. You also have to give up some control. That can be tough for some people. You have to let everybody do their own thing, and it can be hard to decide, you know, who's in charge, what's the leader, how do we come to a decision. So in reality, most groups are a little bit of both, but I really encourage you to try to be more collaborative. Give up a little bit of control. Try to let other people have their say. So that brings up one of the most common problems with group work. One of the most common complaints is people say, oh, I end up having to do the work. And I put this question here because I think this is really true. Is it because nobody else will do the work? Or is it because you are in control, you want to be in control, and you won't let anyone do the work? This class is about learning. So I really encourage you to give up a little bit of control. Let other people do things their way. Let other people do things in their time. Have some faith. But of course, there is always a group where maybe some person doesn't. Well, why? Well, there are a few reasons, and you can see my source here that I got this from. The one reason is fear. They're afraid they're going to fail. They're afraid that they are not good enough at it. So really encourage people. Ask people. This is a communication course, so don't be surprised that I think communication is the solution. Another reason people fail, difficulties. They think it's too hard. Again, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to talk to each other, communicate, figure out what's going on. What do I need to do? How can I do it? If I don't know, don't be afraid to ask. This is about learning. Remember that. Similarly, confusion. People don't know what they're supposed to do. This is why I really encourage people to take notes, take minutes of the meeting. I think we've all been in groups where we're like, okay, we need somebody to do this. somebody volunteers, then next time you meet together, the person's like, oh, I forgot I said I was going to do that. If you write it down and you share the notes, share the minutes of the meeting with everybody, it's a lot less likely that they actually will forget. It's in writing. So I really encourage you to share. Make sure you have a list, write it down, remind each other, here's what we're going to do. This is when we want it done by. That's also important, clarity. These last two are the toughest. Motivation. What's in it for me? That can be tough, especially in a class. In the workplace, you know, it's a little easier because you don't want to lose your job. But really try to remember that everybody's in this together. So do not try to be negative, try to be encouraging. Of course, if someone stops communicating, it's hard to do anything about it. If they disappear, if you can't get in touch with them, it's hard. But do your best. Try to be positive. Try to understand people have lives, people have problems, they have reasons why they might not be able to do things. Try to be understanding. But then also part of that lack of motivation could be no buy-in. They don't feel like they have control. So that goes back to letting other people have their say. Don't try to run everything. Make sure everybody has their own say. So again, this can be hard, but this is about learning. This is the place to learn. This is the place to try different ways of doing things. So another quote here. It's long, I know, but the red part is the important part. Collaboration means giving up control. It means being vulnerable. It means that you're going to have to try different things. It's not necessarily the most efficient way, but it can be the most rewarding because everybody gets a say. Everybody feels like they have contributed. So you got to be respectful. You got to understand each other. You got to be kind. You got to take your time. So as I say here, next time you work together, don't just cooperate, try to collaborate. All right, that's it. So again, cooperation, everybody does their own thing, brings it together. Collaboration, you're all in the kitchen together, you're all making it at the same time. So go ahead, really try to work together, get in the kitchen, get your hands dirty, be there together. All right.